president's desk.
So you're voting no or leaning no because you don't think it will pass. What is inside the bill that leads you to believe that it won't pass? What's jumping out at you, or what's jumping out from the CBO report?
Regarding the CBO report, of course, the fact that this might disadvantage those reaching retirement age, those in their 50s and early 60s, before reaching Medicare age. There has to be a balance between that group and younger people who have not signed up and have chosen to pay the penalty, and I think we need to do work in that area. I am a proponent of the Medicaid expansion, and the amendments that we passed out of the Commerce Committee included that expansion at least until 2020, and I certainly do not want to move in the other direction in that regard, as some of my colleagues here in the House would prefer to do. New Jersey is one of those states, John, that expanded Medicaid.
Sure. So let me ask you, Congressman, let me play you some sound from then-candidate Donald Trump, where he flat out says that he won't cut Medicaid. Listen to this.
I'm not going to cut Social Security like every other Republican, and I'm not going to cut Medicare or Medicaid. Every other Republican's going to cut. And even if they wouldn't, they don't know what to do because they don't know where the money is. I do. I do.
I'm not going to cut Medicaid. He said that during the campaign. So if this bill passes as is and he signs it, is he breaking that promise?
I think the president's heart is in the right place, and I certainly think we should work to make sure that the Medicaid expansion can continue. I'm not sure, John, it can continue at a 90% reimbursement rate, and that's because the Supreme Court ruled that not all of the states had to expand it, and I think that is a challenge, but I certainly hope that it can continue, at least in the states that have expanded it.
But this plan, do you think this plan does cut Medicaid?
The plan regarding traditional Medicaid moves to a per capita system that was supported by President Clinton in the 1990s, but I think we should have a healthy discussion regarding that. But I commend the President for making sure that there are no cuts in Social Security and in Medicare, and I hope that we are able to work with the White House in this regard because we need the support of the White House as well as support here in both houses of the federal Congress.
So, Congressman, you, of course, are from New Jersey, one of the states that did expand Medicaid. You know, and I don't like putting people in ideological boxes, but people could say you're coming from the more moderate wing of the Republican Party. One of the issues with counting votes for this plan is that the other side of the party, you know, people who are in the Freedom Caucus, things like that, they are dead set against this for the opposite reason. They say it doesn't go far enough in terms of cuts. It spends too much money. Listen to what Mo Brooks from Alabama told me yesterday.
It's still the largest welfare program ever proposed by the Republican Party.
So how do you get what he wants and get what you want and still pass a bill?
I'm not in the Freedom Caucus. I respect the views of all of my colleagues. I hope that we move in the direction I have suggested. And, John, I also think the Democrats have to be involved because the exchanges are failing. I was in a markup for 27 hours last week. We spent 12 hours discussing the name of the bill. I would challenge my Democratic colleagues to come to the plate as well to make sure that there are more choices. In 5 states, there's only one choice for the individual market. 1/3 of the counties in this country, I know that's not 1/3 of the people, largely rural counties, but I hope that the Democrats will come to the plate as well. And then moving beyond that, I favor, of course, purchase of policies across state lines, tort reform. That cannot occur in reconciliation, but I think we should be discussing that as soon as possible.
You think the Speaker should pull the bill as it stands right now, Congressman?
I think the Speaker is doing the best he can, and I think that the bill has to be strengthened, and I hope and expect that the President will work with the Speaker and with the Senate Majority Leader, and that we should come together on this issue.
Do you think it'll pass?
I don't think it's going to pass in its current form because I don't think it would pass in the Senate.
Congressman Leonard Lance from New Jersey, thanks so much for being with us. Appreciate it, sir.
Thank you very much.
All right, any moment, top lawmakers from the House Intelligence Committee, they are set to speak about their investigation to alleged ties between Trump associates and Russia. What have they learned? What are they willing to tell us? Stay tuned.
Wake up, skin. Neutrogena